You, some of you. If a conspiracy, that's the left. It's a conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy theory when it doesn't. But meanwhile, it's not a conspiracy or a theory. It just is. So Sidney Powell, who is an attorney for General Mike Flynn, but is also involved with the Trump team's fight for a free and fair election, things we took for granted in the past that now we're all starting to say, hey, was this election fair, free, or anything of the sort? Because there's a whole lot of shady stuff about this voting system, Dominion voting system used in 28 states to calculate votes. Did it result in fraud? We'll see. Can't say that for sure now. Was the fraud enough to overturn an election? We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. But we are here for our sole purpose for the show is getting to the, quote, bottom of it, an expression I hate, but getting the facts out. And we're going to cover it despite the lunatic left's protestations otherwise. So let's get right to it. Here is a video clip of Sidney Powell, who called into Lou Dobbs' show last night on Fox Business and started talking about a sworn affidavit she had about the smartmatic voting systems that has a historical tie to Dominion, the company running these voting systems in 28 states, and how in other countries, a sworn affidavit by a member of the military who witnessed this, a sworn affidavit about how they overturned votes using this system in another country. Kind of weird that this stuff may have been used here or some semblance of it. Kind of weird, right? Check this out.
Dominion voting system seems to be figuring larger and larger in the interest of your legal team. And what is the latest?
Oh, definitely, Lou. I've just gotten some stunning evidence from a firsthand witness, a high-ranking military officer who was present when Smartmatic was designed in a way that and I'm going to just read you some of these statements, if you don't mind, so I get them exactly right from the affidavit. Designed in a way that the system could change the vote of each voter without being detected. He wanted the software itself to function in such a manner that if the voter were to place their thumbprint or fingerprint on a scanner, then the thumbprint would be tied to a record of the voter's name and identity as having voted, but that voter would not be tracked to the changed vote. He made it clear that the system would have to be set up but not leave any evidence of the changed vote for a specific voter, and that there would be no evidence to show and nothing to contradict that the name or the fingerprint or thumbprint was going with a changed vote. Smartmatic agreed to create such a system and produce the software and hardware that accomplished the result for President Chavez.
Chavez, President Chavez. Well, Chavez, President Chavez, where was he? Was he before or after the... No, President Chavez of Venezuela. Not of the United States. There was no President Chavez. That was President Chavez of Venezuela. You know, the communist, socialist, dictating, murderous thug, that guy. That Sidney Powell has a sworn affidavit from a member of our military who was there and witnessed this somehow. I'm assuming he may have been in some intelligence. I don't know what exactly his role was. But a sworn on-the-record affidavit that he witnessed this smartmatic software. We'll get into the connections here in a minute with Dominion and elsewhere. That he admitted that he saw vote tabulations being changed. Live time. That goes on for a few minutes. I just gave you the core of it. And this somehow may have some connection here somewhere. And we're just going to what? Throw that, discard that in the trash heap? Not worth entertaining at all. Because Joe Biden won. If Trump won, believe me, this would be a big issue. As Tucker Carlson, by the way, pointed out last night in his show on Fox, when in 2016, when Trump won, Jim Sciutto from CNN was very concerned. He played the clip. Jim Sciutto from CNN was very concerned about the potential hacking of software systems when Trump won. But now that they think Biden won, all of a sudden, we're not supposed to look into any of this. Smartmatic used in an election for a socialist strongman murderous thug. What? Now, I know most of you are saying, oh, that kind of stuff didn't happen here with Dominion and their historical ties to Smartmatic. That didn't happen here. Come on. Some of you. If a conspiracy, that's the left. It's a conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy theory when it doesn't. But meanwhile, it's not a conspiracy or a theory. It just is.